Welcome to Loud and Proud by Hamna Nafees. Today we have a very interesting episode for you, all the youngsters out there. We have an interesting personality with us. He is a songwriter, music producer, and Asia's leading vocalist here with us, Umair Jaswal, जिनका introduction, I guess, introduction के लिए नाम ही काफ़ी है. So Umair, कैसे हैं आप?
बिल्कुल ठीक ठाक. आप सुनाएं हमना, how are you?
अल्लाह का शुक्र है, I'm good. We'll start with it कि you are Bahrian, right? And you made Bahria proud of you. So I'll start with it कि with your university life basically. कहाँ stand करते थे आप university में? Grades आपके क्या थे, right?
As a student, I was never really bright, to be very honest. मैं बहुत ज़्यादा पढ़ाई में ध्यान नहीं देता था और जब मैं यूनिवर्सिटी में आया तो मुझे अंदाज़ा हुआ कि इट्स नॉट रियली डिफ़िकल्ट टू गेट गुड ग्रेड्स बिकॉज आपको 4 months के लिए पढ़ना होता है एंड देन यू गेट अ ब्रेक सो द कोर्स इज़न्ट टू मच. सो फिर आई जस्ट स्टार्टेड स्कोरिंग गुड ग्रेड्स जिसकी वजह से काफ़ी लोगों को लगा कि मैं शायद कोई बड़ा काम करूँगा पढ़ाई लिखाई में. लेकिन I had to change that. I always wanted to be a musician and this was my childhood dream. So when I came to the university, I wasn't known. I was still trying. I was still an underground musician. I was a musician before coming to the university. So the grades were there, but I always I knew what I wanted in life.
Right. अच्छा, like studies के साथ साथ आप university life में were you performing in university?
I was the one who created the music club in the university.
All right, you're the pioneer.
Yeah, I was the founder of the music club and उससे पहले music club exist ही नहीं करता था. So when I came to the university, I was performing. I was already performing in the Islamabad underground scene. और बहुत सारे और musicians थे हमारे साथ उस ज़माने में जो बहरिया में भी पढ़ते थे, लेकिन कोई representation नहीं थी. And thanks to the director at that time, उन्होंने he was kind enough, उन्होंने हमारी performance देखी और उन्होंने approve किया music club को. So the idea of making the music club in Bahria University was not to project my talent. Basically it was for all the other youngsters because before coming to the university in 2007 I already had a band by the name of Silver Smoke and उस ज़माने में मेरा पहला single भी release हो चुका हुआ था. But I guess that was more for the people of Bahria, the students, the kids, जो super talented मेरी नज़र में भी हैं. So we did that for them. And yes, I was performing. One of my first few shows as a band was at, I think, the movie night or something like that, I guess. उस तरह का एक event था. We performed there as my band.
All right. And when you graduated, what do you think, what you took out of Bahria?
Well, I took I made a million memories. That's what I'll say. I mean, a lot of people ask me, you've done your masters in geosciences, you've done your bachelor's and masters from Bahria. I was there for 7 years in Bahria University, and they always ask me, आपने क्यों नहीं pursue किया as an engineer, as a geoscientist, अपना career? Like I said, from day one I knew what I wanted to do in life. And that is very important. But then again, education is also very important in life. I think people think कि आप जब educated हो जाते हैं बहुत ज़्यादा, तो then it's compulsory to do what you've studied. I believe you should always do. if you're given a choice, अगर आप मुझसे पूछें तो शायद मैं engineering की degree ना करता. I would have studied something like film or जो कि मेरा interest है, music for that matter. But Islamabad में रहते हुए options नहीं थे. So I had to study something. So that's why I was in Bahria. And from Bahria, I'm very thankful to all my teachers actually. My department, Earth and Environmental Sciences, is the only department that's looked down upon. लोग समझते हैं बड़ा कोई loser किस्म का department है. But here we are sitting here. I'm very humbled after the biggest recognition award from the university has been given to me by the rector Bahria University. So I think I've made a lot of memories. I've become a more educated person, but at the same time I've made the best friends that I have in life. I've made a million memories. A part of my journey is in Bahria. I fell in love in Bahria, fell out of love in Bahria, had my breakups in Bahria. So all my inspirations of life, they came from Bahria. All that time inspired me to be the musician that I am today. And I took it as a buffer between me and my career. और वो hard time था मेरे लिए, because दिमाग कुछ और कह रहा था और दिल कुछ और कह रहा था. Teachers को खुश करना था, parents को खुश करना था, but at the same time अपना passion भी pursue करना था. So I think, if in a nutshell, it's a million memories that I've taken from the area.
Right, that's perfect. And can you tell us what is your key to success? Like, you are here in front of us as a famous personality. What took you here?
Well, for starters, it wasn't easy. This is my 11th year in doing whatever I am doing today. I tried my best to get into the art of filmmaking as well. There's this company that made VAR, which was Mindworks Media. I was the founder, one of the founders of that company. I had a production house. I've done a lot of productions initially as a student. So my interest was between film and music at that time. बहुत टाइम लगा to see कि क्या finalize करना है मैंने अपनी life के साथ और क्या बनना है. I could have
That's
been
really important.
Yeah, because you have to be very sure. लेकिन मुझे एक चीज़ पता थी कि whatever I'm studying right now, I'm not going to pursue this in life because and ये clarity होना हर इंसान के लिए.
Yeah, I was about to say clarity बहुत ज़रूरी है, but that's perfect कि आपको वो clarity नहीं थी. What are you going to do? But वो clarity थी कि आपने ये जो पढ़ रहे हैं वो नहीं करना आगे.
ये मुझे clarity थी पहले दिन से, because I always wanted to do something different with my life. I never wanted to be a 9 to 5 person. There's nothing wrong with it. People should do that. But मैं आपसे सिर्फ कहता हूँ कि अगर आप खुश नहीं. I think if you're not happy in your job, they say if you love your job, you don't have to work a single day in your life. So if you're an accountant, you should love your job. Agar aapko engineer hai, then you should love your job. If I'm a musician and an actor today, and I was a filmmaker a few years back, I haven't done that in a while now because I've been so tied up with my music and now acting that I don't get time to go behind the camera. So it is a lot of dedication, and one driving force that I always had was my parents. They always told me, yaar, as long as aap pad rahe ho and your grades are good, you can do anything. So it wasn't easy for me. I had to please my teachers, my parents, and my own self. So सब चीज़ों के साथ मुझे अपने लिए भी टाइम बनाना था, अपने म्यूज़िक के लिए भी टाइम बनाना था, अपने पैशन के लिए भी टाइम बनाना था. So it wasn't easy, but I guess clarity is the most important driving force in your life. अगर आप क्लियर नहीं है अपने करियर के बारे में, अपनी करियर चॉइसेस के बारे में, अपने करियर पाथ के बारे में, तो देन यू आर नॉट गोना गेट एनीवेयर इन लाइफ.
राइट. अच्छा, अब मैं आपसे ये पूछूंगी कि what was throughout your career, what was the worst ever experience you had?
As far as my worst experience is concerned, there's no certain specific event that you can pinpoint. You go through a struggle throughout your career, or 10 years is not easy. I've seen the worst, and alhamdulillah, now I'm seeing the best. And this is only the start. So बहुत ज़्यादा struggle time जितना भी होता है उसमें हर चीज़ ही worst लगती है आपको, और बहुत बुरा लगता है कि आपको कैसे treat किया जाता है when you're not famous, when you're not, when you haven't proved yourself. तो आपके साथ लोग differently deal करते हैं, आपके साथ हर कोई बुरी तरह treat करता है आपको. You're taken for granted. People don't value your talent.
And the ones जो आपको पहले कुछ नहीं समझते होते, बाद में वही आपके आगे पीछे घूम रहे होते हैं.
Well, that's the part, you know, because I was in Bahria the other day and I was there to meet a few teachers. तो मुझे किसी ने पूछा, and they were making a Snapchat, and they asked me, and and they asked me कि how does it feel, how does fame feel? He asked me that question, this person, and my answer was, it's temporary, because it is very temporary, and I know it from day one. That's why it doesn't affect me. That's why when people meet me, they don't feel like they're meeting a star or a celebrity, because I know all of this is very temporary. I've worked really hard for it. I'm here today, and this is just the start for me. I know this is nothing of where I want to see myself. This is just the tip of the iceberg. But I guess, you know, these are experiences that enrich you, that enlighten you, and good and bad experiences are a part of it. So one specific bad experience, I don't think so. I think it's a whole journey.
Right, it is. All right. Can I ask you for that, if you're given a magic pen, right, what would you draw out of it?
I will write the best song. I'll write the best lyrics out of that magic pen. I wouldn't draw because I'm not much of a drawing artist. Or
Alright, आपका अपना famous कौन सा like song है? What do you think कि आपने अभी तक जितने भी songs अभी तक हैं आपके उसमें से best आपको जो लगता है वो कौन सा है?
ये आपने बिल्कुल इस तरह का सवाल पूछा है कि आप किसी माँ से पूछें कि आपका फेवरेट बच्चा कौन सा है because ये नहीं हो सकता. You actually cannot pinpoint one specific song because as a songwriter लोगों को समझ नहीं आती एक बात, हमारे मुल्क में ख़ास तौर पर नहीं समझ आती because हम लोगों ने कभी अपने लोगों को educate नहीं किया. Songwriting is a very painful process. I always say one man's misery is another man's entertainment. I could be going through the worst in my life and I could write a song and thousands and millions of people could be enjoying it and dancing to it. So it's very different and it's very strange at times. So I mean you have to be very certain, very sure कि आप क्या लिख रहे हैं, कैसे लिख रहे हैं. And for an artist जो अपने गाने खुद लिखते हैं, जो अपने lyrics खुद लिखते हैं, आप लोगों को शायद ये पता नहीं चलता कि every time you sing that song on stage, it takes us back to that memory जब हमने पहली दफ़ा वो लिखा था. So if it was a heartbreak, it comes back to you. If it was a feeling of happiness, it comes back to you. So and then again, to us, all those memories are very, very precious and very important in our journey. So हम उसमें से pinpoint नहीं कर सकते कि ये सबसे अच्छा है हमारे लिए. हो सकता है कि आपकी नज़र में जो आपका बेस्ट गाना हो वो दुनिया की नज़र में सबसे बुरा हो और आपकी नज़र में जो दुनिया, for example, one of my most famous songs right now is Sami Meri Baat. To me, that song, when I recorded it, I was like, ये मैंने क्या किया है यार? And you cannot actually understand what people will like or not. All of it is very relative कि उनको कैसी चीज़ें पसंद आती हैं, कैसे नहीं आती. Sometimes you put your heart and soul into something and it does not connect. Sometimes you do a very half-hearted job and it just does wonders for you. So I guess there's no certain one song.
Alright, who is your inspiration?
Well, growing up, my elder brother Yasir Jaswal is now a known filmmaker in Pakistan, and before that, his album is right here, hanging. It's one of the best albums that I've ever heard in my life. And when he was on stage performing, when he was in the underground scene, मैं वो बच्चा होता था जिसके हाथ में हैंडी कैम होता था और वो बड़े भाई की वीडियो बना रहा होता था. And that was my initial inspiration. Because it just looked so cool to me, like it was so good. It's such an amazing experience to see someone controlling so many people in the crowd. And that was my first inspiration. And Yasir is not doing music anymore, but he's severely, I would say he's too much invested in film right now. So that's a different ball game. So लेकिन मेरी first inspiration in Pakistan is my own brother, जिसको मैंने अपने घर में बनते हुए देखा, उसके concerts देखे, उसको famous होते हुए देखा, and that is something that then inspired me. Then मेरा मुझसे जो बड़ा भाई है, वो माशाल्लाह, a lot of brothers, 6 brothers माशाल्लाह. So जो मुझसे बड़ा है, Hassan, he was the one who actually educated me in music. He was the one, वरना मैं तो दबा के इंडियन गाने भी सुनता था और पाकिस्तानी फिल्मों के गाने भी सुनता था, जीवा के गाने और दुपट्टा जल रहा है और चूड़ियाँ के गाने भी सुनता था मैं. मतलब I used to listen to all sorts of music. But my brother was the one जिसने मुझे rock music से introduce किया at a very early age. And he introduced me to bands like Metallica, Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, Aerosmith, AC/DC. ये वो bands हैं, अगर आप इनको सुन लें और अगर आपको ये अच्छे लग जाए तो you'll definitely make something out of it. Because you'll see these are monsters in rock music, or you're definitely going to be inspired. So I thank my brother. I mean, he got me into rock music, and then I found a certain tone. And it's very strange. With this question of yours, it goes into another story. I never wanted to be a vocalist, to be very honest. I'm a very shy person. And I don't like gatherings, I don't like crowds, that is the honesty. And I always wanted to be a drummer, but when I was a young kid, a drum kit was very expensive at that time. उस ज़माने में 15,000 रुपये की ड्रम किट आती थी और एक बकवास सी कंपनी होती थी एकूस्टिक बेंसन के नाम से, और उसकी ड्रम किट जो थी वो लेना बड़ा मुश्किल काम था उस ज़माने. 15,000 रुपये किसके पास होते थे. So I couldn't afford one to practice. So that went down the drain. Then I wanted to be a guitar player. Because मुझे था यार अच्छा चलो ड्रमर मुझे इसलिए बनना था क्योंकि ड्रमर बैंड में सबसे पीछे बैठा होता है उसको कोई नहीं देखता या फिर वो सबसे पीछे छुपा हुआ होता है सिम्बल्स के अंदर यार I didn't wanted the fame. I just wanted to express myself. I knew that I had to express myself and I'm not a very expressive person. मुझसे बताया नहीं जाता. The only expression that I have is music. तो मुझे था कि यार जस्ट मैं अपनी दिल की भड़ास बैठ के ड्रम्स में निकाल लूँगा. वो नहीं हुआ. I wanted to be a guitar player. Thanks to my guitar teacher, मैं उसके पास गिटार लेके जाता था. I used to walk तीन sectors to go to a guitar lesson every day. And धूप में जाता था दोपहर में. और जब मैं वहाँ जाता था तो मुझसे वो गिटार लेके खुद गिटार बजाना शुरू कर देता था और मैं देखता रहता था. So उसने मुझे गिटार भी नहीं सिखाया. And so मैं ड्रमर भी नहीं बना, मैं गिटारिस्ट भी नहीं बना. And eventually I was like यार अब मैं क्या करूँ? I mean, so he was the one who then also asked me, why don't you sing? तुमने गिटार क्यों सीखने? Sing. And I sang one day, and he found something very interesting in my voice, which I didn't find at that time. And he said, yeah, you can actually sing rock music. You have the tone for it. So he started introducing me to songs कि हमें जो covers करने चाहिए और जो बजाने चाहिए. And when we did that, it started sounding interesting. But for the first few years, I was so shy. कि मैं आधा टाइम ड्रमर की तरफ मुंह करके गाता था, आधा टाइम गिटारिस्ट की तरफ मुंह करके गाता था और आधा टाइम मैं माइक के ऊपर इस तरह बाजू रख के गाता था. So I guess I was always been very shy, but over the years, you know, that changed. You polish your talent, and I had to practice a lot.
Which one was your first ever performance?
I think that's a very funny story, by the way. I was performing at some school colleges में नहीं होता वो जो होता है annual dinner type कोई चीज़ एक होती है या farewell welcome type एक कोई चीज़ होती है. मैं वहाँ पे जा रहा था and मैं stage पे चढ़ा तो I was performing and I was performing a Metallica song. It was just me and a guitar player. Umar Sohail जो इरताश के भी rhythm guitar player. I asked him यार कि मैंने एक performance करनी है तो please मेरे साथ. So it was some school, private school, छोटा सा जिसके अंदर कोई 200-300 लोग का crowd था और उनके बच्चे बच्चियाँ वहाँ पे इकट्ठे थे and I was performing. And the crowd wanted me to play Billo. And I had a set list ready of songs, rock songs and everything. और एक आधा जुनून का गाना. और मुझे पता लगा कि यहाँ मैं Metallica तो नहीं बजा सकता. फिर मैंने जो बाकी गाने बजाए, I remember मुझे सालन वाले कुलचे पड़े हुए हैं. मुझे कटा हुआ टमाटर, प्याज, खीरे, सलाद वाले नहीं कटे होते, वो पड़े हुए हैं. खाई हुई चिकन टिक्के की बोटियाँ पड़ी हुई हैं. So I mean, I've been through all of it. I mean, it wasn't easy. It wasn't like I went there and I conquered the stage. People weren't ready for rock music. I think in this generation, and मेरी नज़र में, when I started music, the golden era of music was ending. जब मैंने म्यूज़िक शुरू किया था तो तब पाकिस्तान के हालात भी बहुत ख़राब हो गए थे. And I've seen the worst of the music era in Pakistan. The golden era was जब bands like जुनून भी बड़ा हुआ, फिर जुनून के बाद अली अज़मत बड़ा हुआ, EP बड़ा हुआ, फिर कॉल बन गया, वो भी थोड़ा सा फेमस हो गए. नूरी बड़ा था, आतिफ असलम बना, जल बना, अली ज़फ़र बना मेरे से पहले वाले डेकेड में. So I think उन लोगों ने पीक देखा म्यूज़िक का जब हम बच्चे थे. And we used to go and we used to see these stars on stage performing. और जब हम लोगों ने म्यूज़िक शुरू किया तो कॉन्सर्ट्स बंद हो गए, इवेंट्स होना बंद हो गए. एंड फॉर द फर्स्ट मेरे लिए बहुत ज़्यादा मुश्किल इसलिए भी था कि आई डिडंट प्ले फॉर द फर्स्ट फ्यू ईयर्स बिकॉज शोज़ ही नहीं होते थे. वरना उससे पहले हर वीकेंड पे शो होता था. लोक विरसा, शक्कर पड़ियाँ, F9 पार्क, हर टाइम शोज़ होते थे. अंडरग्राउंड सीन था लेकिन बड़े शोज़ होना बंद हो गए थे. सो आई थिंक इट वाज वेरी डिफ़िकल्ट एंड माय फर्स्ट कॉन्सर्ट वाज उससे भी ज़्यादा डिफ़िकल्ट. सो या
We'll move to the thing, where do you see yourself 10 years after this?
यार I can't tell you where I see myself in the next 10 minutes. मैं ऊपर बैठ के खाना खा रहा हूँ या मैं बाहर चला जाऊँगा. But yeah, one thing is for sure. 3 years back, I made a decision with my life, and it took me a year to implement it. I've always been very headstrong about things that I want to do in life. One of my New Year's resolution आज से 2-3 साल पहले was कि I will not say no to work, and I will throw myself into situations and I'll try different things out. And that decision has changed my life. I did different kind of music, it worked. I went into acting, I got all the critical acclaim for it. I'm doing a lot more acting projects, and I'm very happy. So in the next 10 years, you never know, maybe I'll become a painter. So I can't tell you what I'll be doing in 10 years, but I know that I'll be following my heart. That is one thing. अगर मेरा दिल उस टाइम कहता है कि मैंने निकल जाना है और पैदल पूरी दुनिया देखनी है, तो I think that's something that I'll be doing, and I know I'll be following my heart. Fame, money, everything else is a byproduct of it. I'm not going to say I'm going to be very successful and famous and much more famous in 10 years. Maybe I'll be not famous. Maybe that's what I'll want that time in my life.
What was your best ever experience throughout your whole career?
I mean, it's strange. I mean, really, बहुत सारे experiences बड़े strange हैं. For example, when someone like Ali Azmat starts respecting you, that is one of the biggest things for me, being in Pakistan, being a musician. When it comes to, because ये वो लोग हैं जिनको मैंने as a kid TV पे देखा है, stage पे देखा है, and then when you become successful, you become their buddy. You're hanging out with them, you're chilling with them, you're eating with them, you're spending time with them. Like मेरे बाकी दोस्त. So now all these bands and all these musicians, जितने भी top tier हैं, and alhamdulillah, I am very thankful to God and humble that people think that I'm also a part of that top tier. But बहुत एक amazing experience भी होता है और बड़ा surreal सा भी होता है कि यार मैं बचपन में इस बंदे को टीवी पे देखता था, मैं कहता था wow man, और आज मेरे साथ chill कर रहा है. So you know, that is in itself an accomplishment, because you have to be good to a certain level to be, you know, socializing with them on that level, for them to respect you on that level. So I think my life is filled with so many of those experiences. Plus, winning awards internationally was an amazing experience. Representing Pakistan on different stages was an amazing experience. And the fact that you're known, because my dad is a rock star himself in the field of oil and gas. He's one of the biggest and one of the best geoscientists in the country right now. So मैं वो बच्चा हूँ जिसने अपने बाप का लिखा हुआ टेक्स्ट अपने मास्टर्स में पढ़ा. So I used to, मेरे इम्तिहान में मुझे मेरे अब्बू की केस स्टडीज़ आते थे in my final exam. So those were too big of shoes to fill. Like for me, मेरे लिए बहुत बड़ा था. मतलब I cannot beat my dad at it. So I was known for जसवाल का बेटा, ये जसवाल साहब का बेटा, ये जसवाल साहब का बेटा. And now when it's turned around, मेरे अब्बू को लोग कहते हैं कि ये उमैर के अब्बू, and he's very proud of because of that fact. Because I think every dad wants कि उनकी औलाद जो है वो उनसे भी ज़्यादा काबिल हो. ठीक है, I didn't pursue my career as a geoscientist, what he's doing, and I knew from day one कि मैं उनसे अच्छा तो हो ही नहीं सकता. But whatever I did, now my dad is known to be my dad. So that was an experience when your dad is actually very proud of you, when your dad understands your passion. And I've realized one thing in life कि आपके parents को इस बात से कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता कि आप डॉक्टर हैं, इंजीनियर हैं. Your parents want to see you successful and happy. And it has to be by the right way. It has to be a decent way of making a living. जिसमें you're respectable and you're successful. That's the only thing our parents care about. If you can prove it to your parents that yes, I can sustain a certain lifestyle with whatever I follow, I swear upon God, they'll never stop you from doing anything in life.
Thank you so much, Umair, for being with us, and I'll be back with another interesting episode in my next show. Thank you so much for watching.